is if it's 3 games that you get 2 at home. That's home court advantage.
But the other team can split it.
If you get 2 games at home out of 3.
I guess it's still home court advantage, but I feel like this is more
of an advantage.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because you already have home.
But I think anytime you're playing, I think the better advantage you can get in the playoffs, the better, because it just makes teams work harder in the regular season. You got to earn that spot to get the first 2 games. What's up, sports fans? Welcome back to the arena, the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast arena, that is. I'm your host, Cody. He's your host, Don. And we're here today with episode 21 of our weekly series. We've got history being made right before our eyes, potential Heisman candidates, and a big day for WNBA as the playoffs start. Caitlin Clark's first playoffs. So we'll get into that later on.
I'm watching that today. ABC, 3 o'clock.
So for those who don't know, our weekly series consists of 5 topics. We each get 2 minutes per topic, and the last topic's a little bit of a joint one. And Don will usually kick us off. So Don, why don't you kick us off this time as well?
Am I doing the Shohei first?
Shohei
Ohtani. I've talked about him before. That's a good move. But it's time to talk about him again. On September 19th, he established baseball history in the only way Shohei could do it. Now, I say that this is the best individual one-game performance in baseball history. And, people think, well, blah, blah. Okay, I've been watching baseball since the 1960s, so I have a little bit of an idea of some of the big stuff, that's actually happened.
Yeah.
So he was at 49 stolen bases and 48 home runs. What does he do? The Shohei Show. He goes 6 for 6, 4 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. He came that far from hitting for the cycle. And he also gets into the playoffs for the first time in his career, all in one game.
That's a crazy stat. First time
all in one game. Well, it's because you're playing for the Angels, right? So all of this was one night, one game.
What does the cycle mean?
Single, double, triple home run in the same game. He got tagged out at third, just barely. On that hit.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Just barely.
I saw a weird thing on, I don't know, it was, this Shohei's season this year is is Barry Bonds' 11th best season or something.
Yeah, but we have to throw out Barry Bonds.
I know, so unfortunate.
You know what? You take PEDs, you cheat. I've said it before.
You cost your GOAT status.
Don't count.
Yeah, you cost your GOAT status.
All right, up next. Congratulations, Shohei.
Shohei making history. Could make 50-55.
I think he's going to do 55-55.
So let's talk about the greatest show on turf right now, or the greatest show on grass, you could say, because we were in Colorado yesterday.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the CFL.
They're definitely not playing on turf. They're playing on mudslides over there in Toronto. But Colorado Buffaloes with a come-from-behind victory in the only way that they can do it, in a flashy, unbelievable play. Hail Mary, last play of the game, seconds off the clock. Shader rolls to his left, throws a bomb. LeJonte Wester, who had an unbelievable game going into this one, or going up to this play, makes the catch, ties it up. We're in overtime, where they go on and score a touchdown. And who do we have as our potential Heisman candidate? Travis Hunter, who plays not on one side of the ball, but on 2 sides of the ball. Speaking about dual type players, we got Shohei. So he had 7 receptions for 130 yards, along with 3 tackles, including a game-sealing forced fumble, goal line forced fumble. They knock it out. Fans storm the field. Place goes crazy. The refs are trying to call the game. Their plays under review. Field's full. They eventually call Colorado wins. They're 3-1. First win in the Big 12 this year. And Travis Hunter's having an unbelievable season. He looked good this year, and I'm buying in all the way to the hype of this Colorado team. I did this last year, and they kind of tapered off. They're 1 year older. Shader's a senior. Travis Hunter's up there as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing this team play. I mean, they're not my favorite team, but you got to admit, they're one of the most exciting teams in college football. So 3-1 for the Colorado Buffaloes. Travis Hunter, your front runner for Heisman for me. All right.
We're going to talk about MLSE. For those of you who don't know what that is Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. They were co-owned by Bell and by Rogers, which are the two big cable companies, phone companies in Canada. Now the majority owner is Rogers, who they already outright owned the Blue Jays. So now they basically own the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Raptors, the Toronto Argonauts, and Toronto FC.
Yeah, because they renamed the Skydome to Rogers Place when they bought
the Rogers Center.
Yeah. Rogers Center, yeah.
The only interest I have in this topic, which will affect me, is the Argos. Because one or two things will happen. They will either lose the Argos, and there's no more Argos. But I think what's going to happen instead, they're the only company that's really pushed for an NFL team up here. And they're not going to get an NFL team up here until they get a successful football team. So I got a feeling they're going to dump a shitload of money into the Argos, make them the best team in the league for a few seasons, attract an NFL team up here, and dump the Argos. That's what I think is going to happen. And that would be just a horrible situation. Horrible.
Yeah, that seems a little bit far-fetched, but, like...
It's all over the news.
They're going to boost up the Argos to try and create a fake fan base.
Yeah.
And then get rid of them so they can bring an NFL team in.
They tried bringing, they tried bringing in an NFL team before, and they were not successful.
Yeah, it's weird that there's not a big market because there's tons of fans up here, but tons of people.
They need a bigger stadium for it. Is what the problem is, and they got the money for that. And I hope that they don't play around with my Argos, because and they better not buy out the CFL TV rights either. Right now, TSN has it until 2026. They show every game. If it's taken over by Sportsnet, they will not do that.
Hey, I'd rather the Argos be gone than have an NFL team than keep the Argos around. But
don't worry, I'm going to bring that up on the CFL podcast.
All right, Enzo Maresca, Italian professional coach for my team, Chelsea. Became the first manager since 2016. That was Pep Guardiola to win his first three away games yesterday with a 3-0 win against West Ham. And Chelsea is starting to find their form. Nicholas Jackson, 2 goals. Cole Palmer with 1. Jackson also had the assist as well. And they're now rolling. They're in 4th place right now, dropping to 5th. I'm watching the live results right now. Arsenal's playing, and they've tied it up with Man City, so that would put them down to 5th. But a win last week against Bournemouth, 1-0, a tie against Crystal Palace, and a 6-2 win against Wolverhampton. Chelsea is looking good, and I'm excited for this team this year. They haven't had a top 4 finish in 2 seasons. I think they finished 6th and 12th. We've covered that before. So this team, I'm hoping with not a huge transfer window, not a lot of big names on this team either, but they seem to be playing well. They seem to be rallying around the coach, and they seem to finally have some mojo at the beginning of the season. They're 3-1-1, and they will head to Brighton next week. Another away game for them. So looking forward to see what Chelsea can do this year. And good job, Enzo Maresca. All right, so WNBA playoffs are here. Today is day 1 of our playoffs. And we've got 4 matchups, 4 games, including Caitlin Clark's first game. Now, did you see this stat, Don? It was tickets for Caitlin Clark's first CFL game. First.
I would like to see her in the CFL too.
First WNBA playoff game Our ticket prices are more than all of the ticket prices combined for the WNBA finals last year.
And is that for all the playoff games or just hers?
Just her game today.
Yes.
Gets that price. So more history being made for her.
And to all the people who say she's not the one who's put the league on the map, you know what? Shut your mouth.
Yeah, we've got So the Liberty are playing the Atlantic Dream. We've got the Fever against the Connecticut Sun. That's a 3-6 matchup. The Minnesota Lynx against the Phoenix Mercury.
Tough matchup for this.
And the Las Vegas Aces against the Seattle Storm. So Vegas looking to get their three-peat with a win this year in the NBA Finals for WNBA Finals. And Caitlin Clark looking to get her first playoff win. So there's pressure on them, but you know what? It is her first playoffs, so a loss won't do much for her legacy or anything like that.
The fact is that she's already got in there. But I have a question for you because I don't know the answer for this. So they're playing Connecticut in a 2 out of 3 series.
Yes.
And at least the first 2 games are in Connecticut. How does that work? Are they home for the whole thing? If it goes to 3 games?
No, you'd go back to Indiana for game 3.
Oh, why wouldn't you go back and forth to make it fair?
Well, because the higher seed gets the more advantage. You don't make it fair. The higher seed gets the better advantage.
But if it's 1-1 and 1, they still have the advantage.
Yeah, but if you in a best 2 out of 3 series, you only need to win 2 games. So if your first 2 games are at home, you have the advantage.
Yes,
you win the first 2.
But other sports don't do that.
Because no one else does a best of 3 series.
But they do.
They do best of 7.
Best of 5, 2, and 1. It's the same thing.
So
same thing.
That makes sense to me, though. I see like 2. You win your first 2 games are on if in a best of 7. The first 2 games are on your home court. Then you go play 2 games, and you go 1-1-1.
Oh, I get it. I get it out of 7. I get it out of 5. I don't get it out of 3.
You got it. Well, because there's only 3 games.
Yeah, so you go 1-1-1, and you still got the advantage. You still got the home for 2 games.
I know, but it's better to win the first 2 games. You need to. So if you have the home advantage, it's better to have the first 2 games.
But as I was checking out the schedule, it was even showing that it looked like all 3 games were going to be in Connecticut.
That might be in it. Let's see. Yeah, so first game's in Connecticut, second game's in Connecticut, third game's in Fever.
And where does it say it's in Fever?
Here. On Friday.
Okay. I just think it should be 1-1-1. Anyways. They're not.
Then there's no home court advantage, though.
Well, fuck yes, there is. If it's 3 games, then you get 2 at home. That's home court advantage.
But the other team can split it.
If you get 2 games at home out of 3,
I guess it's still home court advantage, but I feel like this is more
of an advantage.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because you already have home.
But I think anytime you're playing, I think the better advantage you can get in the playoffs, the better, because it just makes teams work harder in the regular season. You got to earn that spot to get the first 2 games. That's all.
Oh, you got to earn it to get the first home game. Yes.
Well, yeah, but you should get the first 2. That's
we'll then play 5.
Well, they don't have enough revenue to pay 5. It's too much money to play all these games.
Was it? Excuse me. She just set the record for ticket prices.
This year, they're not going to change it. This year, then maybe I could see going forward if there's a lot more eyes on the thing. Be like,
I'm just saying. Even when baseball was 3 games, right? It was 1-1-1.
Yeah.
So you know what? Smarten up with that, people.
You're just sad because she doesn't get it. You're just mad because it's Caitlin Clark again on the other side.
No, it would be.
It was her first.
No, that's not true. If it was anybody, I would be saying you already got the advantage by having potentially 2 games at home. But to have the first 2, that just doesn't seem right to me.
First round is best of 3. The semifinals and the finals are best of 5.
Yeah. And I bet you those are 2, 2, and 1.
Probably.
Yeah. So
Liberty kick off the season this year. With the 1:00 game against the Atlantic Dream. That's the 1A matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy for that time.
And so interesting. They'll be going up against all the NFL today, but I can see them still drawing a big crowd to watch these games. So.
I think so. All right. Oh,
nice.
And I was going to say on my Shohei topic, which I got distracted. I did make a video, which I will put on the end screen of this video of the game of all games, excuse me, where it shows every single one of Shohei's hits, stolen bases, home runs, the whole deal. And even when he was cut out at third base, it's all there.
There you go.
And it's about 3 minutes long, just under 3 minutes long.
So make sure you go check out that historic video. History is being made with Shohei. And for those of you CFL fans that are watching this video, if you're hoping to see my lovely face this week, sorry to disappoint. I will not be there in the CFL video. I will be in New York watching the Giants get their butts kicked by the Dallas Cowboys. So Don will be doing that one solo. So make sure you check that video out, and should be a good one. CFL is getting exciting right now. Not a lot of games with excitement this week, but playoff implications are getting deeper and deeper right now, so it's still something to watch there. So make sure you guys smash that like button for this video and all of our other videos that you like. Make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see all of our future videos. Like we said, Don will be doing the solo CFL later this week, and you'll be able to catch that.
Which, after his earlier comment, might not be a bad thing.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for episode 22.
Bye, guys.